Till last month, I had a routine of entering the house, keeping my bag on the bed, and directly heading to the kitchen to open the fridge and the cabinets to find something to eat. And I would then plot myself on the couch to Netflix and chill. And honestly, after a 12-hour workday, that's all you need. Except, this kept me in a constant cycle of wanting to eat my comfort foods and then feeling guilty about it. But then, something changed, and I haven't done this in the past 30 days. So I wanted to make a video on what the top 1% of women do, and I've discovered that this is the working woman's secret to losing fat and zero food guilt. And I promise you, it's not about sad salads or cutting out your favorites. I'm going to show you the 4 things I wish I knew years ago. The first one will change the way you view your meals. The second one will help you implement portion control in real life. The third one is all about Joe Dispenza's theory, and it's so interesting. Stay with me today because this didn't just help me. It's also helped 6,000 of our clients. Now, after a long day at work, I just wanted to come home and eat some comfort food. Either a good pink sauce or a pesto sauce pasta, or butter paneer with some lachha paratha, or a glass of red wine to just decompress. I saw all these tips online from fitness coaches to influencers that I should swap my dessert for a fruit bowl or skip my dinner for a salad. And honestly, it was the saddest thing I've done in my life. And you know, when I was doing it, what ended up happening is that I was eating more after dinner than at my dinner. So after I started working with my mom, a nutritionist, she told me to start adding protein and fiber to my meals before I ate my comfort food. It automatically reduced the portion I was consuming. At first, it was very difficult to understand my hunger cues and if I was hungry, because I typically went from eating one big bowl of pasta to maybe around like 3/4 and then just half, because my protein and fiber actually filled me up. It may take time, but I highly recommend you start using this technique. The best part about hiring my mom as my nutritionist was that I could get real-time support. So when I was busy at work and I was having one of those moments where I just need to eat this and then only I'll be able to focus and feel better, I would just message her, hey, this is what I'm feeling, these are my options, and this is what I want to eat, what do you suggest? She's not just done this with me, she's been doing this for years and has helped over 6,000 clients make healthier choices in real time. And I assure you, that's exactly what you need to actually see results and improve your relationship with food. Do yourself a favor and WhatsApp her on this number. So now when I'm having my pasta, I'll just have some sauteed edamame before that, or some hummus and carrot, or sometimes even just a besan chilla as well. In my opinion, the mindset shift was huge. I stopped seeing comfort food as my enemy and I started asking myself, what else can I add to this meal? Now this and another thing combined helped me to actually learn about portion control in real life. And that brings me to tip number 2. So now here's the thing. After I consciously started eating protein and fiber before I ate my comfort food, I noticed something interesting. I was obviously still enjoying my food, but I didn't have this constant urge to eat more. And that's when it hit me. It's not about restricting, it's about building balanced meals. So before I got my mom on as my nutritionist, I was obviously consuming a lot of content on the internet, fitness coaches, celebrity nutritionists, and everyone out there who had lost weight. And I was constantly hearing how this food is good and this food is bad and this food is nutritionist approved. And honestly, while the social media, internet, and now AI is great, but having so much information at your fingertips, sometimes even contradicting, can be extremely confusing. Here's what finally worked. Balanced meals at all times. Divide every plate into 4 parts. Equal part protein, equal part fiber, equal part vitamins and minerals, and equal part carbs. Some meals that we share with our clients include a typical Indian meal with roti or rice, cooked veggies, a bowl of dal, and a salad. For my working women out there, we typically give a one bowl meal with cooked veggies, a source of protein, either your edamame, paneer, tofu, chicken. And finally, which is my personal favorite, is a kathi roll, and I typically get my cook to make a methi roti for me so it has some more greens and fiber in it. With paneer and cooked veggies, or sometimes even I do tikkis like beetroot tikkis, edamame tikkis, or a mixed veggie tikki. I'm also going to give you a list of some balanced snacks that are typically available for our clients and myself. A hummus or hunker sandwich with veggies. The bread doesn't matter, stop stressing about it. A sprouts chaat with veggies, and a besan chilla with veggies. If you want more options that are customized to your lifestyle based on what's available to you and also on your goal, all you have to do is WhatsApp my mom on this number on the screen, and let's not wait too long. Once your meals are balanced, portion control happens naturally. You feel full, satiated, and you have no desire to binge. Our clients almost change the narrative when they're planning their meals. Instead of saying, oh, I can't eat this, or oh, I'll wait for the weekend to eat this, they just stop asking themselves, what else can I add to my plate to make it a balanced meal? And they enjoy everything. Once they start doing this, they experience reduced bloating, almost no cravings, and they're energetic throughout the day. If you want to dive deeper into portion control, watch one of my previous videos, What the Hell is Portion Control? I'll link it below in the description for you. Watch the video after this, because once you learn to implement it, you'll learn to trust yourself around food. Now this next part is even more interesting. It's about training your brain. Fat loss isn't just about what you eat. It's how your mind reacts to stress and cravings. And Joe Dispenza taught me this in a way I never imagined. Here's a wild thing. Joe Dispenza actually cured himself of Parkinson's symptoms using his mindset techniques. If he could do that, we definitely can retrain our brains to respond differently to stress and cravings. I started visualizing myself making healthier choices effortlessly, feeling energized and satisfied. I journal when cravings hit, notice patterns, and consciously respond. Over time, your brain rewires. Your cravings reduce naturally, and choosing the right foods become automatic. I also made a conscious effort to stop any thought I had that, oh, I can't lose weight, I tried this before but it didn't happen, and stopped replaying old scenarios in my head. Fat loss isn't just about calories in and calories out. It's your mind learning new habits, which make healthier choices easier and almost natural. And once you get this mindset shift down, it makes everything else, like balancing your meals, portion control, and even managing your comfort food, so much easier. But of course, real life doesn't stop being real. Which brings me to the last and the final tip. This fourth tip is probably one of the most practical ones. And I don't know why, but it's something most people don't talk about. When I was working my 12-hour finance job, I realized that decision fatigue was real. By the time I got home, my cortisol from stress was high, and my brain literally just screamed for comfort food. Not because I was weak or anything, but because stress literally drives cravings for high-fat and high-sugar foods. So here's what I did. I got help. I hired a cook, I got my mom on as my nutritionist, and I meal planned in advance. Some people may frown and say, oh, you're cheating, not everyone has the ability to get help. But honestly, you cannot do it all alone and maintain your sanity, your career, and your fat loss goals. Having someone meal prep, cooking, or planning in advance reduces that decision fatigue. And before that cortisol spikes, it prevents impulsive eating and keeps you consistent. In my opinion, it's the smart way, not the lazy way. Asking for help isn't weakness, it's a strategy. Fat loss plus a busy career means smart delegation. If you set yourself up with systems that work for your lifestyle and everything else, your balanced meals, your portion control, your comfort food, then everything just falls in place. So if you're finally ready to get that nutritionist and get that real-time support to help you achieve your goal, all you have to do is WhatsApp my mom on this number. Now, before you tune off, I just want to quickly summarize the 4 things I wish I knew years ago. Enjoy your comfort food but add protein and fiber to it. Focus on building balanced meals instead of eating sad salads. Rewire your brain. We learned this from Joe Dispenza. Look for realistic solutions and don't shy away from asking for help. Pick only one tip to implement this week and see how your week changes. And if you want to go deeper into portion control, make sure you watch my previous video, What the hell is portion control? If this one hit home, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and see you next week with more science-backed weight loss tips. Ciao!